They're changing this afternoon, and we are underway here. So Concord kicking off and immediately putting it out of play. And Gavin Hoyt will take a throw for Maidstone. Forward by Joe Eller, looking for Scott Rendell. Flicked on in the direction of Justin Amaluza. And Amaluza skips down the byline, getting towards the corner flag. Men in the box if he can find them. It's being forced wide at the moment. Plays a quick 1-2 with Gavin Hoyt. And looks like he's going to have to settle for a throw in there, Justin Amaluza. So Gavin Hoyt with the throw in here. Short to George Porter. Flicked header into the area. Looks like that's going to be fairly comfortable for Chris Haig. So one or two familiar faces dotted around the ground here, although technically this is a behind the closed door fixture. There's probably about 50 or so officials here, including Peter Taylor, who played for Maidstone way back in the early 80s under Bill Williams. Simon Hostin, the under-23 manager, is here as well. And Saidu Khan back in the side after injury with a first touch for him. Knocks it out for a Concord throw. Charlie Hughes thinks about taking it. Instead he's going to leave it for Aaron Pollock. As the sun comes out here at Watman Way, I think none of us here thought we were going to be wearing sunglasses this afternoon. Sam Corn picks the ball up for Maidstone in midfield. As we said, the playing surface is looking very good today. There's Gavin Hoyt inside to Khan, and Khan will play it out wide to Brown. Scored his first goal for Maidstone against Hemel in our last home fixture here a fortnight ago. Here's George Porter against Popo, and he plays it out wide to Amaluza. Amaluza, edge of the area, looking to come inside, gets into the area. Good challenge there. And that was Tyrone Sterling, I think, the captain, intervening for Concord. Sam Blackman plays it back. Hoyt downfield in the direction of Charlie Hughes. Sam Corn heads it forward, but it's picked up by Sam Blackman. Blackman plays it inside to Popo. Concord trying to build something on the left-hand side. I think Elo probably needed a shout there. Didn't get one. He's played it downfield. It's a bit scrappy at the moment. Elo trying to keep it in. Gets it to Hoyt. Hoyt does well there to keep it in play. And the end result is a throw-in to Maidstone United here. And Justin Amaluza on the right-hand side. Back in the starting lineup this afternoon. After missing a penalty last week at Chelmsford in that 1-0 defeat. Here's Brown for Maidstone. Bringing it inside to Khan. Khan comes forward. Nice ball to Brown. Now Brown, pace on the left-hand side. Plays it inside the area. Might fall for Rendell. Being forced backwards. He's going to try and lay it off here for Corn. Very slightly overhit, but the attack is still alive. Here's Hoyt with a cross towards the far post to Luque. Luque backheaded it. Oh, just couldn't quite get enough contact on it there from Porter. But decent attack that from Maidstone. First attempt on target for either side so far. So dazzling sunshine now here at Watman Way. This is after we had an almost biblical quantity of rainfall earlier on this afternoon. And Raven Constable will take the goal kick from Maidstone. For those of you that missed the start of our broadcast, Constable is in the side today because Chris Lewington was injured during penalty practice in training this week, so he's not fit to play. So Maidstone's curse of penalties persists. Here's Constable knocking it right-footed forward, looking for Rendell. Sterling wins the header, but only goes as far as Khan. It's flicked in the direction of Amaluza, but it's fairly comfortable for Chris Haig. And under no pressure, brings it out. Haig now a right-footed clearance downfield. Looking in the direction of Charlie Hughes. Concord attacking now on the right-hand side. A shout for a free kick. Referee waves the play on. And Khan will bring it clear for Maidstone. Tries to find Porter. Told that referee Joel Mannix is apparently a manager of A-list star talent. This was told by Steve Taylor earlier on for arriving here. And he said you have to look out for him. He's not the sort of referee that you argue with. So we'll see how that develops as this game goes on. Here's Rendell for Maidstone. Sterling is going to shepherd this out, I think, for a throw-in. He has to play it back. And it'll be cleared by Concord. Downfield looking for Charlie Hughes. Elakobi wins the header. Joanne Luque picks it up to Khan. Khan now on the left-hand side. Concord defenders in front of him. Plays it back to Luque. Luque comes inside. Looks for Rendell, then goes for Amaluza instead. Amaluza's got Hoyt bombing down the right-hand side if he wants him. He's going to come inside and shoot, and he does shoot. And about a yard over there from Justin Amaluza. So 0-0 so far here at Watman Way. Haig with the goal kick for Concord Rangers. Right-footed downfield, looking for Hughes. It's won by George Elakobi. Falls for Luque. Concord win it back. And Sterling, the captain of Concord, is apparently in the same FA Trophy side that George Porter was in with Bromley when they got to the final a couple of years ago. As Hughes now breaks down the left-hand side. It looks like that's going to go out of play. And good defending from Gavin Hoyt. Constable, right-footed, downfield, looking for Rendell. Rendell will win the flicked header. He's got Luque running onto it. Luque could be in here. Luque has got one defender in front of him. He shoots and it's blocked in the end. I thought the Concord defence was caught slightly flat-footed there. Just for a moment, it looked like it might break through Aaron Pollock's legs and that Luque might be able to get a shot on target. But Pollock, in fairness to him, has recovered well there. And the ball goes all the way through to Constable, who will bowl it underarm to Joe Elo. Slightly overhit ball. I think his intended target was Gavin Hoyt, but it goes out of play for a throw-in. And now Porter tussling for possession with Billy Roast in midfield. Roast with the header, back to Khan. Roast again, forward to Charlie Hughes. Sorry, Jack Bridge, excuse me. And 17, Joe Elo will knock that one forward in the direction of Rendell. But it'll just drift through to Chris Haig. Picked up by Ryan Scott. Scott will come forward. Porter will close him down. And Brown heads it out of play. Probably could have done with a shout there, could Brown. He wasn't under a huge amount of pressure there. As it is, Concord are going to have a throw with Aaron Pollock. Pollock throws it inside to Billy Roast. It's the longest serving Concord Rangers player. He's like a lot of Concord players actually. He's in his second spell with the club. Number of players have played for them, have returned. Porter is fouled in midfield. That'll be a free kick. And Sam Corn standing over it, thinks about taking it. He's going to give it to Joe Ellul instead. And Ella will play it to Hoyt, out wide to Amaluza. Amaluza will come inside, evading the challenge of Handfree. Still Amaluza into the area. Rendell is onside. He slips on the surface and he can't quite work it back to Sam Corn. And so Concord will clear on the left-hand side. And slightly overhit pass by Handfree. Wasn't quite on the same wavelengths as his teammate there. And it'll drift through to Raven Constable. Khan playing it out wide to Brown. Brown knocks it back to George Elakobi. Elakobi will play it wide to Ellul. Wide to Gavin Hoyt. And Maidstone just keeping possession here. Ellul knocking it forward, looking for Porter. Porter brings it under control, under quite a lot of pressure. And Maidstone will win it back. Luque is onside here if he can bring this under control. He does bring it under control into the area. He's going to shoot and he's going to score. And that is a tremendous goal from Johan Luque. An absolutely brilliant finish from the Catalan midfielder there. Bringing it under control. Terrific first touch. You could see as soon as that ball went up in the air, he was onside. The defence didn't really know what to do with it. It still took an awful lot of work for him to find the bottom corner, but a very, very good finish there. So, unusually for a product, he used to play for the Barcelona Academy. He's actually a Real Madrid fan, which is not particularly common in that part of the world. As Concord resume with Aaron Pollock. Pollock coming forward now, looking to play it in for Charlie Hughes. It's intercepted by Ellel, and Ellel clouts the ball right against the roof of the main stand here. So it's a throw-in to Concord Rangers. They can quickly into the area. It's a Bridge. Plays it inside. Good ball by him. Looking for Blackman. Blackman still in possession. Looking to find a cross. He's blocked at the moment. Puts it inside. It's it back to Bridge. And in the end, Elakobi has to put it out for a corner. Bridge aims for the far post, and the header is won by Ellel, I think it was, and the shot on the rebound goes high, wide, and not especially handsome over the bar. And Maidstone will have a goal kick. So in last season's fixtures, the team that scored first went on to lose on both occasions. Maidstone, sorry, I got that wrong. I'll correct myself there. Maidstone actually won 1-0, and Matt McClure scored at Concord Rangers. Maidstone went 2-0 ahead here in the FA Trophy game. I was thinking back to that game back in 2015 when Ben Greenall was playing for Concord. He scored first, and then Maidstone turned it around in the second half with their goals from Alex Akrofi and James Rogers. As action resumes here, Billy Roast in midfield, coming forward for Concord. Good run by him. He's getting all the way to the edge of the area. He's made it to the edge of the area under a bit of pressure, and eventually the referee gives a free kick in a very dangerous position. Saidu Khan, the player, penalised, and that was a very impressive run by Roast. Roast himself looks like one of the options, standing off it a little bit. Tom Hanfrey also seems to be a contender. Popo might be the man. And at the moment, there seems to be a fairly big gap in the wall. It's almost as if Maidstone are tempting the taker. And here it comes, into the wall. The wall does its job. It was Hanfrey in the end who took the effort. It was almost like Maidstone were tempting Hanfrey to aim through that gap in the wall there that Constable had covered. Brown, good header by him, forward to Luque. Luque now on the left-hand side for Maidstone. Comes inside, edge of the area. Luque running at the defender, but in the end, good strong challenge by Ryan Scott. And Scott will clear his lines. And George Elakobi, under pressure from Hughes, has to knock it back to Raven Constable. Ellel for Maidstone now. Is it out wide to Hoyt? Good ball there. Hoyt now can bomb on. Looking it forward, looking for Amaluza, but fairly comfortably intercepted by Hanfrey. And Concord's number 5, Ryan Scott, plays it square. Concord with Roast inside to the number 10, Popo. Forward in the direction of Lamar Reynolds. Reynolds plays it inside to Roast. Hanfrey inside to Reynolds. Reynolds in possession on the left-hand side. Possibly a heavy touch there. Constable should get there. And in the end, it's a reasonably comfortable save for the Maidstone goalkeeper. Gathers possession on the edge of his area. Bowls it underarm to George Elakobi, to Saidu Khan. Elakobi now. It's about playing it inside. Slightly risky, that one. 1-2 with Khan. Elakobi now knocks it forward for Porter. Saidu Khan forward to Porter. Porter comes inside, looks for Rendell, chipped over the top. I don't think Rendell's going to get there. And goes through fairly comfortably to Chris Haig. Sterling brings it forward for Concord, outside to Tom Hanfrey. Roast now, central midfield, works it out wide, left-hand side now, Concord. 2 men in the box if they can find them. Brown is underneath it. Brown will head it towards Saidu Khan. Mason claiming there might have been a foul on Brown there. Referee seems to be waving play on. Brown now will launch it long and high into the main stand there. Ball bounces once and bounces back into the field of play. Concord have already retrieved one of the spare match balls that are dotted around the ground at various intervals here. And play spread wide to Hanfrey. Good challenge there by Ellel. Alakobi's going to have to be fairly careful there. He's put Constable under a bit of pressure. He didn't really have much of a choice by the time Constable had to clear that. And the ball goes into the Millennium Park on the far side of the ground here as the sun at Watman Way just sort of drifts it behind a cloud, behind the girls' grammar school there, behind the ground. And here's Sam Corn tussling for possession. And over a late whistle by the referee there. Thought it was a foul. It just seemed to be quite a long time in being awarded. Bridge floats one towards the far side of the box. And it looks like it's come off a Maidstone head. And it is going to be a corner to Concord Rangers. Bridge now swapping to the opposite flank to take the corner. Near post this time. Rendell with a header clear. Knocked out by corner. Now Porter, if he can bring it under control, he might have a bit of room to run into. Plays it forward for Amaluza instead. Space here for Amaluza on the left-hand side. He's got Khan in the box if he can find him. Khan now towards the 6-yard area. Gets to the byline, puts a cross in, and wins a corner for Maidstone. There's a shout. Wasn't sure if it was for a handball or if someone was saying our ball. It was difficult to tell there. Luque has put the ball quite a way outside the circle there. I'm sure that's a legal corner, but anyway, comes into the area and it's headed just wide by Ellel. So I was going to say the linesman didn't seem to notice that. When he actually took the corner, it seemed to be clearly outside the circle. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Concord Rangers. The score here is Maidstone United 1, Concord Rangers 0 after 20 minutes. And Ellel with the header. Fouled, the referee says, by Hughes, I think it was. Ellel seems to be a bit of discomfort there. He has been one of the standout players, I think, so far this season, Joe Ellel. He's looked very assured at the back when I've seen him, which admittedly hasn't been at every game so far. I know that some of you were watching the Chelmsford stream last week, and apparently there's been a fairly common problem. A lot of cameras are operated using ball tracking. As we break off just to see this attack. So Concord trying to clear it. Not the best of balls there from Lamar Reynolds, but Alakobi has to put it out of play. Yeah, there was a story doing the rounds. I'm not sure how true it was, that apparently some of the cameras that people are using for live streaming are using ball tracking. So they home in on what they think is the ball, and apparently it can get confused by bald heads. So if there's any member of the coaching staff that's got a bald head, it has apparently happened that the camera picks up that instead of the ball, and has caused a few problems. I don't know whether that's an urban myth or whether it's actually happened, but it's one of these things in 2020 that it sounds plausible. As Saidu Khan plays the ball back to Constable. Under a little bit of pressure there, gets it to Alakobi. Alakobi will knock it forward looking for Luque, and the ball will drift out of play, seen out by Aaron Pollock. Concord launching the ball forward, looking for Hughes. Porter will flick it back into the danger area where his former Bromley teammate Tyrone Sterling will deal with it. Ella with a flick to the backwards, and he had to get that one absolutely right because Lamar Reynolds was lurking with intent. If that had gone even a fraction wrong, then Reynolds would have been in there. As Ella instead can bring it clear. He's looking for Porter breaking down the right-hand side. Now Porter, good strength there. Porter into the area. Porter has a chance here, and he can't quite get it. It's a shout for a penalty. Frankly, it might as well be the Concord players shouting for a penalty for all the success that we've had from the spot in the last couple of weeks. But it didn't stop Porter from trying. As Khan plays it wide to Hoyt. Amaluza towards the edge of the area, laying it in for Sam Corn. It might fall for Rendell here. Rendell to Amaluza. Amaluza will shoot, and it scuffs it wide. And that was a glorious chance for Justin Amaluza. To say just a few seconds earlier, there was a penalty appeal. Now, I don't know if it was half-hearted because it wasn't a penalty, or if it was half-hearted because no one fancied taking it if it was given. But the upshot of it all is that Chris Haig is going to have a goal kick for Concord here. And Brown heads it to Ellel. Not cleared yet for Maidstone. Brown sort of hits it against himself, and Ellel with a clearance downfield towards Rendell. There's Porter now. Bit of room to run into here. He's got Roast on his tail. At Porter's speed into the area, and referee says it's a foul. I think I don't need to tell you what the Concord official sitting in front of us thought of that. Referee just checking everyone's ready to go. Luque is lining it up. I fancy he's going to shoot from here. Here's Luque, right-footed towards the area, but it's easy for Haig in the end. It didn't have anything like the power it needed to trouble the keeper from that range. .25.5 minutes gone here. Maidstone 1, Concord Rangers 0. The early goal coming from Joanne Luque. As Hughes tries to win a header at Alacobi, doesn't manage it. And Roast rather lunges in. I thought he actually did get the ball this time. And certainly the gentleman in front of me is of that opinion. And there's the classic line. It's the same for both teams. We've heard that from every level for about 25 years. The classic resort of the embittered official on the sideline. As the ball is flicked off the Concord number 5, Ryan Scott. And it goes for a corner. It'll be Joanne Luque to take the corner for Maidstone. On here on a short-term deal, having played for Dagenham and Redbridge last year. Once again, you'd say that ball isn't quite on the circle. Ball towards the far post this time. Oh, terrific header by Alacobi, and a goal line clearance from the number 4, Sam Blackman. It's going to go out of play for a corner to Maidstone. I think a number of people in the stand actually thought that was going in. That was headed with extreme violence by George Alacobi towards the far post. Linesman just telling him to make sure it's inside the circle. And here's Luque. This time towards the penalty spot. Alacobi again is up, and again Haig this time it is that makes the save. Fairly comfortable save for Haig in the end. I thought he saw it from a long way out. And now Reynolds has a chance for a Concord if he can keep it in. And Brown penalised there for an alleged handball. Not sure it's going to make a huge amount of difference. It's Bridge that's going to take the free kick. And Bridge floats it towards the far post. Constable tries to fist it clear. Might fall for Luque here. Luque, well, it's a sort of half-hearted shout for a handball, which suggests that biology tuition in the Concord Rangers area probably isn't what it could be, because it very clearly came off his shoulder. The ball eventually goes out for a Maidstone throw, which will be taken by Brown. And Brown will throw it forward, looking for Rendell. Rendell will flick it in the direction of Amaluza. Amaluza charges it down, but that will go out of play for a Concord Rangers goal kick. Sort of bears a passing resemblance to the old Liverpool keeper, Loris Karius, with his blonde hairstyle. Ball into the area, easy collection for Raven Constable. Constable just taking his time over this. Maidstone leading 1-0 here. Just over half an hour gone. Elakobi will pick it up. Elakobi playing in a cast here today. And, it's charged down by Hughes. It'll go out for a Maidstone throw. And, well, I'm not sure quite what happened there. Ball was sort of punted downfield. I didn't see which player put it back. So it wouldn't make sense for a Concord player to be time wasting when they're 1-0 down. To say I didn't see who actually played the ball down there. Largely irrelevant now. Here's a header from Roast. Goes out of play for a Maidstone throw-in. Brown thinks about taking it, but leaves it for Porter. And Porter looks like he's going to try and throw this one long. Towards the edge of the box, and flicked in by Rendell. Not seen too much of Porter's long throw so far. As a Concord break down the left-hand side. Good challenge by Ellel, gets it back to Constable. Very good defending again by Joe Ellel. And Rendell giving chase here. Sterling puts it up in the air. Not cleared yet by Concord. In the end, decent clearance downfield. Brown with a powerful header back, but it's picked up by Ryan Scott. And Rendell coming back from an offside position. He's flagged. And it'll be Ryan Scott who takes the free kick. Well, Haig is going to take the free kick instead. Aim towards the edge of the area, looking for Hughes, but Brown wins the header. Porter might keep this in. Does keep it in. Comes inside, lays it off to Khan. Tries to play a 1-2. Goes off the shoulder of a Concord defender. And the referee just saying that the ball needs to be about 3 or 4 yards back from where Porter took the throw in. Also gives Concord a chance to regroup. So Brown with a throw in for Maidstone, just inside Concord territory. Being told to go back a couple of yards by the referee. Brown throws it forward, looking for Rendell on the edge of the area, headed forward in the direction of Hughes. Elakobi knocks it back towards Porter. And a bit of head tennis going on here. Eventually falls for Reynolds. And the ball will go out of play for a Concord throw-in. Looks like it's going to be taken by Pollock. Pollock taking his time. In the end, he throws it short to Reynolds. Pollock now looking to get it into the area. Ellel slightly scuffed clearance there. Good recovery, though, and a good clearance downfield. Looking for Rendell. He's going to try and lay it off for Amaluza. Very good chest down there by Scott Rendell, and Amaluza can break down the right-hand side. Gets towards the byline. Good, strong defending so far. Amaluza wins it back. Very good play by him. Hoyt into the area for Porter. Oh, he lets it run for Rendell. Good effort, but didn't quite come off. And Khan now for Maidstone. Knocking it back to Raven Constable. It has to be said that conditions have improved drastically here at Watman Way. It's about half an hour here before kick-off. The rain was absolutely torrential and the wind was making it very difficult. It was very similar to the conditions at Chelmsford last week. But since then, the sunshine has come out and the wind has dropped to almost nothing. And now Corn will chip it forward for Maidstone. Just hits it into the back of Lamar Reynolds. And the ball will go to play for a Maidstone throw. Rafe Brown just telling Corn it was the right idea to chip it forward there. It's encouraging his teammate, and Corn is certainly another one of those players who has really been very impressive so far whenever I've seen him play for Maidstone this season. Brown throwing it forward, looking for Rendell. Ball will go out of play for a Maidstone throw, and I think Porter will take this one. Porter just level with the penalty spot. He's got Luque lurking on the near side of the area, Brown as well. Rendell is waiting for the flick on, and Amaluza as well on the far side of the area. Here it comes, headed up by Sterling, not cleared yet, bounces once, and it might fall for Luque, and Luque on the volley just gets slightly under it, and a bit too much topspin on that, goes over the bar for a Concord Rangers goal kick. And Haig for Concord Rangers will knock that one forward, looking for Elakobi, I think it is, that's underneath it. As Rendell comes forward, knocks it back to Luque. And Luque's got Khan making a run if he can find him. He's going to try and play it inside instead to Brown. But Maidstone being forced backwards here. Elakobi will knock it forward, however, for Rendell. And Scott has to knock it out of play. And it'll be a Maidstone throw-in with Brown looking for Luque. Luque inside to Khan. Getting dazzled here by the late afternoon sunshine here at Watman Way. Say at 12 o'clock, I didn't think we were going to need our sunglasses. It's actually quite difficult to see some of the pitch at the moment because the sunlight is so bright. Here's Hoyt for Maidstone. Knocking it forward into space, but no one there this time. And the ball will go to play for a goal kick to Concord Rangers. So Haig it is for the goal kick for the visitors from Essex. Only been playing senior football for, well, not very long at all, really. They were in the Essex Senior League, Essex Intermediate League in 88-89 when Maidstone were winning promotion to the Football League. And they've risen several levels since then. And they haven't been lower than Conference South or National South level since 2013. And they've got a throw in now on the far side. Tom Hanfrey is the player taking it. Looks like he's just cleaning his hands to get a bit of grip on the ball. It's referee having a word with Joe Elakobi fighting his corner. Not quite sure what that was about, actually. But, something obviously happened over there. And it looks very much like Hanfrey's got a long throw as well from the way that the players are set up. It's towards the 6-yard area. So it's roughly the same distance that Porter was able to throw it. As Concord attack now. Good, powerful header by Ellel. Rendell holding it up under pressure there. Well played there by Rendell to clear it. Didn't quite get it to Amaluza, but the referee says that Rendell was fouled. Amaluza just putting his thumbs up to salute the effort that Rendell made. And Constable with a free kick for Maidstone as the floodlights come on. Possibly 10 minutes too early here because we're being dazzled from every direction now. As Rendell goes for the ball, it won't fall for him. And the ball bounces out of play for a Maidstone throw. Picked up by Hoyt on the far side. Porter makes a quick run for him. In the end he goes for Amaluza, who's got Hanfrey breathing down his neck there on that far side. Into the edge of the area, chips it towards Rendell, knocks it down. Could be a chance here for Sam Corn. He couldn't quite bring it under control. And in the end, it's picked up by Chris Haig. Maidstone have had their chances here to extend this lead. Here's Luque now on the halfway line. Gets it to Khan. Khan has got Luque in the clear. He wants him. He's got Brown bombing down this left-hand side if he can find him. Luque decides to go inside instead. Gives it to Khan. Brown does now pick it up on the edge of the area to Porter. Porter now. Good strong challenge by Ryan Scott. And Concord will bring it clear. It's Blackman playing it out wide to Hanfrey. And Hanfrey just knocks it down the channel and there's no one there. And Constable decides to keep it in play. Constable out to Ellel. Ellel, long ball forward, downfield, looking for Rendell, and it's headed comfortably back to Haig. We're almost blinded by the light here at the moment, so it's quite difficult to see what's going on in the Maidstone area, or in the Concord area, I should say. Haig with a right-footed clearance downfield, looking for Hughes. Hughes will win the header, knocks it in towards the area where Ellel picks it up. Corn tussles for possession with Blackman, and now Hughes is goal side, is onside. Gets a crossing, could be danger here for Maidstone. It's got to be a chance, and it's a very good save by Raven Constable. And I think pretty much everybody here in the ground was expecting Popo to score there. It was a good turn by him. Great chance for Concord Rangers, the best they've carved out so far. And a very good full-length save by Constable for Maidstone. Preserves the 1-0 lead with about 3.5 minutes to go until half-time. It's an offside flag goes up against Porter. And you'd have to say that for all that Maidstone have certainly shaded it in terms of chances so far, that incident there showed just how vulnerable a 1-0 lead is. And Elakobi now slightly off balance, but Constable recovers. Constable just taking his time, waving his players forward. And rolling it towards the edge of the D. Hughes arrives to apply a bit of pressure, and the ball goes downfield with Rendell the target. Rendell and Sterling tussling for it. Here comes Corn. Might fall for Luque. Luque now slightly off balance, regains his balance. He's on the edge of the area. Two defenders in front of him. Amaluza, edge of the box. He's going to shoot, and he's just wide there, Amaluza. Certainly doesn't look like his confidence has been affected by that penalty miss last week. He's got the confidence to try from distance. And just sort of berating himself there. I think maybe another foot, and that might have just curled inside the post. We certainly see him score on a number of occasions from that sort of position. As Hughes flicks the header towards the D. Maidstone will clear. Amaluza runs after it. Hanfrey is under it as well, but it'll go out of play for a Concord Rangers throw-in. And tussle in midfield. Khan emerges with the ball for Maidstone. Ellel will pick it up and he plays it back to Khan. Khan comes forward, falls off balance, and a clean challenge according to the referee. Here comes Hughes for Concord. A good interception there by Elakobi, and it needed to be, because Concord might have had a one-on-one there. There's a free kick against Maidstone. Hanfrey will take it. I think Rendell was the player that was penalised. And Concord massing on the edge of the box now. And the Constable comes for it. Bit of a challenge from Hughes, but he gets it clear. And now Porter in possession for Maidstone. He's got options left and right if he can find him. In the end, he was trying to find Saidu Khan. He couldn't quite get it to him. And Concord will clear. It'll go out of play for a Maidstone throw-in on this near side. Rafe Brown is the player nearest. So 30 seconds of normal time left here in the first half. Maidstone leading 1-0. Joanne Luque with a goal. Brown with a throw-in, looking for Rendell. And cleared as far as Elakobi. Elakobi plays it back with interest, flicked onto Corn. Slightly over here, but Amaluza might get there. Amaluza does get there, and Amaluza scores! And out of absolutely nothing, Maidstone have doubled their lead with a brilliant finish from Justin Amaluza. I thought for a second that the clearance from Corn had got away from him. Amaluza wouldn't give it up, and a brilliant finish there from Justin Amaluza to make it 2-0 to Maidstone. And Concord now with 1 minute of added time signalled by the fourth official find themselves 2-0 down as they kick off here. And here comes Sterling for Concord, trying to pull something back for them for the break, but the referee blows the whistle, and so that is half-time here. Very impressive first half display by Maidstone United to give them a 2-0 lead. Just waiting for the referee to sync his watch, and we're underway here. So Corn, oh, we're not underway. Not quite sure what the problem was there. Perhaps the referee hadn't started his watch, but we are now underway at the second attempt. And Elul for Maidstone will knock it right-footed downfield, looking for Rendell, slightly over his head, and that will drift out of play for a throw-in. Deep inside Concord territory. It's going to be taken by Tom Hanfrey. And the last of the sun has disappeared over the half-time interval, so we're now getting a proper autumnal feel about this match here at Watman Way. Halloween, of course, October the 31st, as Porter chips the ball into the area. Easily gathered by Haig. And Haig will punt it downfield, right-footed. He's looking for Hughes. It'll be won by Brown. Knocked back towards Maidstone territory by Ryan Scott. Good header by Elakobi. Amaluza will pick it up. Amaluza will try and lay it off to Corn. He's given it away to Blackman, and now Hanfrey can attack down the left-hand side. Cross into the area. Could be a chance here. Good interception by Elakobi, and once again it needed to be. And now Maidstone can counter with Justin Amaluza inside to Khan. Khan has got Luque to the left if he can find him. And he does lay it off to Luque, maybe a yard behind him. Luque now towards the edge of the area, into the box, crosses, it's just pumped into the air. Could be a third. It is a third. And it's George Porter. And Maidstone have converted defence into attack in a matter of seconds there. Lightning counter-attack down the field. Started with Amaluza breaking clear. Found its way to Khan. Luque put the cross in, and the keeper didn't really seem to know what to do with it. And George Porter there with a Glasgow kiss of a finish. And it looks like Maidstone are going to have to make a substitution here. As didn't actually see what happened to Brown there. It looked like he must have taken a knock, obviously. So, John Gooch, the producer and director, saying he had a fitness test before the game. It seems that whatever it was that was bothering him has flared up, and he's unable to continue. So straight swap anyway. Chesmain comes on. And Concord try and attack down the right-hand side. Long ball to nowhere, really. And that will go out of play for a throw into Maidstone, which Chesmain will take. Bouncing ball headed forward by Tosan Popo. Maidstone will win it back. Amaluza gives chase. And it's cleared in the end by Tyrone Sterling. Sterling again in possession. Does well with two Maidstone players around him to get it back to Hanfrey. Hanfrey now looks long, but there's no one there from a Concord point of view. Blackman heads it forward. Elul heads it back. And there's an infringement spotted there. I'm not sure what it was. It looked like might have been against Hughes, possibly against Joe Elul. To confess, I didn't actually see what it was that he was penalised for. But Ravan Constable is going to take the free kick for Maidstone. He's aiming for Luque on the far side. And it's intercepted by the number 2, Aaron Pollock. Luque will pick it up, and he tries to lay it off for Chesmain. Not quite on the same wavelength there. And the ball will drift through to Chris Haig. Haig, right-footed, downfield, looking for Hughes. Hughes will win the header, but there are 3 Maidstone players right behind him. And Luque it is who launches it long in the direction of Rendell. It's intercepted by Pollock. Luque it is with a back heel almost, high into the air. There's a foul against George Porter. And, and there is a free kick for Concord Rangers just inside Maidstone territory. Popeye will take it, launches it towards the penalty spot. Constable is underneath it, doesn't gather it. Could be a chance here. There's not a clearance yet, and it's going to fall for Reynolds. Reynolds sells one man. Going to try and get a shot off, and Elo just about gets it clear. It's with his shoulder. There's an absolute scream shout there, and Amaluza rather buys a foul, I thought there. I thought that was possibly a clever bit of play there from Justin Amaluza, because he was breaking clear. I think he realised he didn't have a lot of support, and he's just checked his run. He's been clattered from behind. So here's Saidu Khan for Maidstone. 2 defenders around him. Plays it back to Joe Ellel. Ellel will knock it forward, looking for Amaluza. Might find him just on the byline. Amaluza brings it under control well, and he's done well to win a corner there for Maidstone. It's a slightly hesitant bit of defending there, I thought, from Hanfrey. They're in the love train formation on the penalty spot. Here comes the corner from Luque towards the side. Oh, Ellel nearly got there. It might yet fall for a Maidstone player. It's cleared by Sterling, I think it was. Looks like Luque is just about going to keep that in. He does well there. Chesmain, the deep-lying defender. Gavin Hoyt inside to Saidu Khan. Khan, with that change of direction of his, plays it out wide to Korn. Korn to Chesmain. To Ellel. Sorry, to Rendell. Porter goes after it. Nearly a mix-up at the back there. And in the end, Concord, under not really a huge amount of pressure, play it out. And there's going to be a change for the visitors. I think they had to do something, because at the moment, you'd say that Maidstone look more likely to increase their lead than they do to pull one back. Chesmain throws it inside to Khan. He's dispossessed by Jack Bridge. Ellel is there. At Ella Kobe it is that has to head it into the air. Ellel again heads it clear. Luque picks it up. Takes a second to get his bearings. And in the end, just about gets it to Sam Korn. And that's really well played by Korn. And Maidstone now breaking in numbers with Amaluza on the right-hand side. He's got Hanfrey in front of him. He's almost accidentally given it to Korn there. Korn will cross. It's headed up into the air. It's not been cleared yet. Luque might get under it. Luque does get under it. Luque just chips it towards Rendell. And Concord Rangers defender just about manages to clear it. Maidstone going all out for a fourth here. They're not sitting on this lead by any stretch of the imagination. As Chesmain takes the throw on the far side. Khan will pick it up. He'll drift back slightly. Plays it into Porter. Porter to Amaluza. Amaluza, edge of the area. Knocks it into Korn. Oh, he nearly managed to get Korn in, and Korn hasn't given it up yet. And Porter, I think, is thinking about shooting here. Instead, he plays it wide to Hoyt. And Hoyt will cross towards the near side. There's danger every time Maidstone go forward here. Chesmain out wide to Luque. Overlapping. Good run there by Chesmain. Luque will knock it into the area. Back flick by Rendell, and it goes just wide. And I think it was deflected for a corner. And you have to say, at the moment, the visitors' defence is at 6s and 7s here. Towards the far post this time, and Elakobe's after it. Doesn't quite get there. Might fall for Amaluza on the edge of the area. And Porter just dinks it through to Luque, to the byline again, into the area, and another desperate clearance from Aaron Pollock. Goes high into the Elvis end. Luque, right-footed towards the far post, and this time Haig can claim it fairly comfortably. And he does finally give Concord a bit of respite. Only gets it as far as Porter, I think it was, on the far side, and Maidstone can attack again with Justin Amaluza. Thinks about taking a throw. They're under so much pressure at the moment. There's no need to chuck the ball back in immediately. His substitution is made. It's Billy Roast is the player that's going off. Chesmain just taking his time, being hurried up by the referee now. Throws it short to Porter. Porter with 3 defenders around him loses possession. It's eventually cleared by Popo. Downfield as far as Reynolds. And a Corn with, I think, what you might call a tactical foul there on the halfway line. And the ball on the edge of the area. It's going to be cleared by Joe Ellel. And Amaluza might fancy that if he can get towards Popo. Just about clears it. Hoyt will knock it downfield. Porter will get under it. And Sterling just about comes clear. Ellel intercepts. And Blackman will pick it up for Concord. Reynolds has done well to keep that in, so danger not completely cleared for Maidstone yet. Ellel is chasing after it, and Ellel with a huge clearance downfield. He's not managed to keep it in. I think the ball must have curled in and out of play as Concord resume with Jack Bridge. Bridge now being forced out wide by Gavin Hoyt. Cross comes in towards the far post. Could be a chance here for Hughes. Hughes with a header, and Hughes hits the bar. That's the closest that Concord have come to pulling a goal back, but now Maidstone can counter-attack here. It's a looping header from Hughes that seemed to beat Constable. It looked like it was going to drift wide, and then it just clipped the post there. Sam Corn for Maidstone going backwards to Ellel. As the light fades here at Watman Way. Here's George Porter for Maidstone. Comes inside, past 2 men, gets it to Amaluza. Amaluza's got room to work with on the right-hand side if he wants it. He's going to go to the edge of the area here. Lays it off to Khan. Khan to Porter. Back to Khan. Gavin Hoyt on the overlap. Back to Saidu Khan. Inside to George Porter. Porter goes one way, sells his man back again. Porter will chip it towards the far post. Will he? No. He'll give it to Khan. And Maidstone are just happy to keep possession here. Here's Justin Amaluza. Thinks about playing it inside to Corn. Instead he gets it to Chesmain. Chesmain with Luque out wide. Luque. Chesmain overlapping. Plays it into the area. And once again, you see Concord's failure to clear is clearly something that Maidstone are trying to exploit. They're not great at clearing their lines, the visitors. And Porter just almost toying with the defence here. And Blackman has sort of got Porter in a bit of a headlock there. Porter might have made the initial foul. Difficult to see. It's just in the area, slightly obscured by the barriers here. Here's Blackman back to Hanfrey. Hanfrey, a huge raking crossfield ball. He's trying to get it towards Hughes. It looks like Chesmain will be able to see this out. He's just about, well, he's not managed to keep that in, I'm afraid, Luque. So it'll be a throw to Concord Rangers, which will be taken by Aaron Pollock, just in front of the Maidstone bench there. Pollock in possession now for the visitors. Plays it inside to Ellel, and Ellel with absolutely no nonsense. With the slightest of contact has cleared that about 70 yards downfield. He's a sort of like our Tony Adams figure is Joe Ellel. I've got a feeling he's a Tottenham fan, so he might not appreciate the comparison as much as some might, but it's meant as a compliment anyway. Here's Constable for Maidstone to Hoyt. Amaluza on the touchline. This time Hanfrey does get the better of him. Hasn't happened too often this afternoon, but Corn will pick it up for Maidstone. Outside to Chesmain. He's got Luque making a run down the left if he wants him, but he holds onto it instead, gives it back to Corn. Corn under a little bit of pressure from Jack Bridge. Plays it back to George Elakobi. And he'll knock it out to Gavin Hoyt. It's very comfortable possession at the moment for Maidstone. Here's Saidu Khan. Khan coming forward. Knocks it to Hoyt. Hoyt to Amaluza. Amaluza almost thinking about lining up a shot there. Instead he tries to chip it in for Luque. Rendell will lay it off to Luque. Luque now into the area. Gets it onto his left. Shoots low and just past the post. And Porter was arriving. Didn't quite get there in time. Haig. Right-footed goal kick. He's aiming for Hughes. As Chesmain gets something on that, Elakobi will pick it up. Elakobi will just launch it downfield looking for Rendell. It won't stay in. And Concord will have a throw in just in front of the scoreboard. Free kick to Concord, taken downfield looking for hand-free. Constable just about gathers that. He was under a little bit of pressure from Lamar Reynolds. Just for a second it looked as though the ball was going to hold up there. But Constable will knock it. Oh, superb pass that is towards Luque. And in the end, it's all Pollock can do to rob him. That was worthy of the Man City keeper whose name temporarily escapes me. Just looking around at Ben to see if he knows what's... Edison. Yeah, that was a astounding pass from Raven Constable there. Very nearly turned into an assist. As it is, Maidstone have got a throw in deep in Concord territory. And Luque again will turn and square it for Chesmain. Cross comes in. It's not cleared. It might fall for Porter. Porter with a slightly heavy touch. But Concord just cannot clear their lines here. Here comes Corn to Chesmain. So there's one of the Concord officials in front of us. He's absolutely doing his nut, I think is the expression. They won't clear it when it's on the edge of the area. This time they do clear it. Elakobi will get to it first, and the ball will go out of play. I think it's a Concord throw. Not sure which way it's been given, actually. The way the players are lining up would suggest it's a Maidstone throw. And here's Chesmain right on the halfway line for the Stones. Throws it forward looking for Rendell. And a bit of a tussle there. Concord come away with it. Ball into space. Handfree can chase it. And Handfree with a bit of room to work with on the left-hand side for perhaps the first time in this half. And, Corn just about comes away with it. I'm not sure which part of the body Ellel played that with. Like it almost came off his backside. As Elakobi intercepts. Bit of pressure here from Concord at last. Here's Khan, though, coming away with it. And a good play by him. And now Maidstone have got a 3-on-2 here. Amaluza is breaking clear. Amaluza into the area after that ball from Porter. Porter to Amaluza. Amaluza inside. Amaluza's going to shoot. And Amaluza is going to score. It's 4-0 to Maidstone. It is the second brilliant counter-attacking goal from the Stones there. You wondered if he was going to square it. Instead, he decided to take it himself, and that is another exceptional counter-attacking goal from Maidstone United, who are really turning on the style this afternoon here. 4-0, and I'm going to stick my neck out and say that it's among the best football we've seen from a Maidstone side in a very long time here at Watman Way. Hugely enjoyable to watch. And every time they've gone forward in this second half, it looks like they could score. And at this rate, with still another 22 minutes plus stoppage to go, you wouldn't bet against them adding to their tally here. Apart from that chance where I think it was Hughes hit the post with a header early in this second half, Concord haven't created too much. There was that chance for... I think it was Lamar Reynolds in the first half where he probably should have scored, but otherwise it's really been all Maidstone. And so they try and pull something back here on the edge of the area. Handfree bombing forward now. He's got Khan in front of him. And Khan is happy to let that one go out for a throw-in, for a corner, sorry. It's towards the far post. Another great header from Ellel. Picked up by Hanfrey. Thinks about putting the cross in, but Korn is all over him. Cross does come in now from Reynolds, but it's overhit. And Luque making a nuisance of himself there as well. Ryan Scott was the target, but doesn't get anywhere near it. And there's a substitution taking place. Jason Rard is going to come on for Jack Bridge. The shout from the far side of the main stand there. I think he was encouraging him to get on with it. I think you're at the point if you're Concord, you probably just want the... you might just want it to stop, actually. But stranger things have happened in football. Gavin Hoyt is shouting at Justin Amaluza to get inside. Just to get back to position. Got to keep the discipline here. From this position, the only way that you can really chuck it away is if you're complacent. As Hughes tries to pick it up on the far side, but it's a heavy touch, and Elakobi can boot it downfield as far as Luque. Great touch from him. Comes back inside. Plays it inside to Khan. And... Khan now streaming forward. He's got Porter running inside if he wants him. He plays it outside to Amaluza instead. Amaluza with a hand free in front of him to Porter. Edge of the area. Back out to Khan. To Khan now. Just toying with the defender almost. Happy to play it back to Hoyt. Ellel to George Elakobi. And Ravan Constable just under a little bit of pressure there. Boots it high into the main stand. Safety first. It's retrieved by one of the Concord officials. It's thrown forward. Elakobi's going to just whack that one clear in classic George Elakobi style. It's not quite of the same vintage that... he managed at Dulwich Hamlet last season where he punted it almost down the road to Streatham. It's a decent clearance. There's a slight cheer here as it seemed to hit the linesman on the back of the head as it came back into the field of play. And Korn is back with a great interception there from Maidstone, just as it looked like Concord were about to create something on the edge of the area. Korn was there with the intercept, and Khan is... So again, he's won a free kick for Maidstone there. Hughes is claiming it was a soft one. Just over 16 minutes to play, plus stoppage time. Maidstone 4, Concord Rangers 0. So the second consecutive week that Maidstone have scored 4 goals here at Watman Way. And I think you'd probably have to go back quite a long time for the last time that happened. Probably back into the Jay Saunders era. I'm fairly certain of that. As Sam Korn gathers possession and plays it back to Chesmain, to Luque. Luque giving Maidstone so many options on that left-hand side. Into the area, shoots right-footed, and it'll win a corner for Maidstone. Just going to chuck it out there to the guys up here. Anyone remember the last time Maidstone scored 4 in consecutive home games here? Getting some blank looks. Luque to take the corner. Goes towards the far post. Elakobi is there, heads it back into the danger area, and it's a spectacular effort from Joe Ellel that goes inches wide. You have to say that Maidstone are not only good value for their 4-0 lead, they possibly deserve to be more goals ahead. But, I don't think Maidstone have played badly all season, really. Even the Wimborne game where we went out of the FA Cup, I wouldn't have said it was a bad performance. Here comes Rendell looking for a fifth, and just about loses out to Ryan Scott in the area. The two of them having a little bit of handbaggery there in the area. A little bit of afters. Haig will pick it up, take it right-footed, looking for Hughes. Korn will win the header. And Porter has got Luque on the left if he can find him. He does find him. It's just behind him. Luque with just one defender in front of him. He's going to shoot, surely. He does shoot. Might fall for Rendell. And is that a fifth for Maidstone? Yes, it is. It's 5-0 to Maidstone United. It's Scott Rendell. Haig tried to keep it out. But the linesman on this near side signalling that it had gone over the line. And it is 5-0 to Maidstone United here. Scott Rendell getting on the score sheet. He looked like he was almost raising his eyes to the heavens there. After 13 and a half minutes here. Seaman apparently wasn't fit to start today. Porter is going to be the player who makes way. As Rard gets us back underway here. 5-0 now to Maidstone United. And they are full value for the lead, just in case you're coming to us late on. Here's Concord trying to get a consolation goal. So Saidu Khan comes and intercepts. It falls back to Jason Rard. Shabani plays it out of play, and Seaman gets his first touch. Looks like he's going to take the throw in himself. Throws it back to Chesmain. Elakobi back to Constable. George Elakobi knocking it long, left-footed downfield, looking for Luque. Luque side-footed to Seaman. Seaman on the left-hand side, playing it inside to Khan. Charlie Seaman on the left to Luque. Nice 1-2 between the two of them. They got Rendell in the area. Once again, the cross confuses the Concord defence, but this time there's no one in the middle to get on the end of it. Korn knocking it forward to Luque. Luque, 3 defenders around him, still manages to work it to Sam Korn. And Amaluza is eventually dispossessed by Jason Rard. Rard, it's down a bit of a blind alley there. Turns, finds his hand free on the left-hand side. Hand free knocks it forward, looking for Babalola. And Constable with a comfortable smother on the edge of the area. And you have to say that not that there's been a huge amount of tension in this contest since the 4th goal went in. But it does seem a little bit like the air has gone out of the balloon here, certainly since the 5th goal. It's a damage limitation for the visitors from Essex and Maidstone. It's almost like a training session here, just a question of seeing if they can get another one before full time, and they've certainly got plenty of time. Here's Korn into the area for Seaman. Seaman puts it onto his right foot, thinks about shooting. He's going to lay it off to Amaluza. Amaluza into the area as it's just about cleared. And really, when Concord conduct their inquest into this game, their failure to clear their lines is going to be a major reason for the fact that they're 5-0 down here. Here's Amaluza again on the edge of the area. Can't quite get it to Korn. Ellel will win the header, surely. Yes, he does. Puts it out of play for a throw-in. Maidstone are going to make another substitution fairly shortly. Just waiting to see who it is. It looks like it might be Ibrahim Olatade who's coming onto the far side. As Blackman picks it up. It's hoofed forward in the direction of no one in particular. Looks like it's going to be Dominic Odesanya who's going to come on. And Saidu Khan, who's the player making way. So a good comeback from Saidu Khan. Here's Chesmain with a long throw down the right-hand side in the direction of Rendell. Eight and a half minutes remaining here. Maidstone 5, Concord Rangers 0. Ball pumped forward. That's just going to drift through to Chris Haig. Bowls it underarm to Tyrone Sterling. Sterling knocks it back to Scott. Scott will play it out wide to Hanfrey. Hanfrey inside to, I think it's Jason Rard. But they've given it away again, Concord. And Maidstone hungry for goals here, hungry for a sixth. Here's Amaluza to Rendell. Outside to Luque. Luque forward to Amaluza. He's onside. And Concord not playing to the whistle there. Here's Amaluza just toying with his man in the area. Plays it forward to Rendell. And it just doesn't quite come off the pass. There's a bit of scrapping there between Gavin Hoyt and Temi Babalola on the near side. Just a little bit of, I wouldn't call it a fisticuffs exactly, but just the odd little happy slap going on between the two of them. No love lost, it seems, there. Rendell heads it forward, and this time, for once in the second half, there's no one on the end of it. So Concord have the luxury of a relatively unhurried clearance. Sterling now for Concord. Plays it out wide to Hanfrey. Hanfrey coming forward. Making good progress, but he's got several amber shirts in front of him. It's Babalola. We'll play it back inside to Rard. Edge of the area looking for Blackman. There's going to be a free kick to Concord here. Alakobi is adjudged to have fouled him. Is he? No, it's offside. It's an offside flag up against Concord Rangers. Right-footed ball forward from Constable, looking for Rendell. It's got Sterling was pretty clearly holding him there. It's Maidstone get possession back with Amaluza, edge of the area. Amaluza advantage played. Seaman has a chance to shoot left-footed here if he can take it, and he does take it, and he scored. And it is 6-0 to Maidstone. Charlie Seaman, left-footed effort across the keeper, and it is an absolute rout here. And we've still got over 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Maidstone absolutely running riot here. 6-0 they lead. And it's Charlie Seaman, moments after coming on. It looked like he wanted to move it to his right foot. In the end, he decided to go on his left instead. Concord on a hiding to nothing here now for the final 5 minutes. So Scott plays it forward. Hughes tries to pick it up. He's being chased after by Seaman. And in the end, he's dispossessed by a combination of Odesanya, Seaman, and I think Justin Amaluza. Ball just drifts back to Haig. I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen, before we end here, you don't get games like this very often. So let's enjoy this one, because it's not often that you can sit on a 6-goal cushion with 5 minutes to play here. And really, we have been watching some very, very good football from Maidstone United this afternoon. Here's George Alakobi. Doesn't quite find an amber shirt. Good skill there from Jason Rard to keep possession and then to work it eventually to Tom Hanfrey. Sterling comes inside under pressure from Amaluza. Plays it out wide. Chip forward by Pollock. And in the end, it's picked up by Charlie Seaman. Seaman fancies a run for a second, decides to come inside instead to Odesanya. And George Alakobi plays it to, well, it looks like he's playing it to Seaman in the end. Picks it up on the far side. He's got Chesmain on the outside if he wants him. He comes inside instead, buys a free kick. Combination of Concord defenders brought him down there. They're protesting, but you can tell the heart isn't really in it from the defenders. Here's Luque for Maidstone. Gavin Hoyt. Sam Corn. Out wide to Alakobi. Ball just bouncing around near the Maidstone bench area here. Odosanya fouled there, I think, by Jason Rard, and both the referee and the linesman agree with that assessment. And there's going to be a free kick. It's a sort of half-hearted shout of, "Ref, can you give us a foul?" over there from the Concord bench. Constable will take the free kick for Maidstone. Chipped it into the channel, looking for Rendell. Seaman is there. Seaman might get this. Seaman can cross it into the area. And Luque was lurking with intent there. In the end, Haig intercepted it well. And we're into the penultimate minute here. Ball chipped forward, looking for, well, not looking for Elakobi, but Elakobi is the player under it. Amaluza will pick it up. Have Maidstone got a seventh goal in them here? There's every chance. There's a great turn there by Odosanya. Lovely bit of skill by him to feed Luque. Luque just about knocks it too far out of Rendell, but you can see how even now, as we go to the final minute, Luque was absolutely sprinting after that one. It just shows how desperate they are for a seventh here. It's almost cruel. Board is about to go up on the far side, indicating how many minutes of stoppage time we're going to get. So Elakobi will knock it forward, looking for Justin Amaluza. Gavin Hoyt will pick it up. Joe L, who is certainly a contender again for the Man of the Match award. Vote for that on the website later on. Ball drifts out of play, and we are into, believe there's going to be 2 minutes of added time here. I'm going to chuck it out there. I suspect that's the referee feeling a bit sorry for the opposition here, and he's looking to spare them further punishment, I suspect, because we've had 4 goals in this second half and we've had multiple substitutions, and that alone you think would have normally put it up to 4 minutes. Elakobi for Maidstone, knocking it forward to Luque, and Luque just turns his man almost effortlessly there. Gets it out wide to Charlie Seaman. And I mean, the other thing you have to say about this performance is there's a lot of competition for places now. There's some very good players who aren't on the bench today, players who've got injuries. It's like Ibia Canby, Krasniki, who all would expect a place in the starting lineup, you'd think. It's going to be difficult for anyone to get into a side that's playing like this. As we enter the final minute of 2 added on here. Noah Chesmain with the throw-in, just in front of the Concord bench. Throws it forward, looking for Rendell. It's going to go out of play for a Maidstone throw. And ball just bouncing on the far side. In fact, I think the referee's signalled it's going to be a Concord throw. So Stewart retrieves the ball on that far side. And a corn just heads it out of play. So we're into the dying embers of this display here. It is certainly one of the best we've seen at Watman Way for a very long time. Maidstone 6-0 ahead here. About 20 seconds of normal time left. Concord trying to get a consolation. Constable comes, gathers cleanly. And that is going to be the final whistle. So just excellent all-round display here in every area for Maidstone United. Final score here, 6-0 to the Stones against Concord Rangers. It's been one of the best performances we've seen in a very long time here at Watman Way.